So, Keyshawn, what do you expect from Kyrie tonight?
I expect for him to play well. I don't think he's going to play well enough to beat the Celtics, but I expect for him to play well. I don't think you're going to see game 1 and 2 or even the history that's repeated itself with Kyrie in Boston. It's certainly playing a part of his psyche when he goes into whatever you call TD Garden or whatever it's called. Yeah. You can tell because he's still talking about it.
I agree.
Like you can tell that he's thinking about it and he's worried about it. Yep. Instead of just playing basketball and allowing it to come to him naturally, he's just worried about the fan base and the organization and the cult following. If you want to call it a cult following, many teams that have a rich history in professional sports, or even collegiate sports for that matter, they have a following that is like no other. Yep. Paul Pierce can tell you right now, here in Los Angeles with the Lakers, it's like a gang. You gotta be on high alert at all times because that's the way Laker fans, Dodger fans, that's just Raider fans, that's just how they are. And so the Celtic fan base can be a little disrespectful at times, and we all know that. Even Paul, who's played there, knows that. But Kyrie should not allow that to seep into his mind because it's going to be a distraction to him out on the basketball court.
Yeah, I want to address kind of what he talked about right there before what I expect from him. But he said a few things like cult following, and he said him trying to be selfish. But you got to understand, Kyrie has never been part of tradition his whole career. Yeah, he went to Duke, played 11 games, couldn't embrace himself into what tradition is all about. And so for the first time in his career, he gets put in this situation to where he finally has an opportunity to be the lead guy on a championship caliber team, which he's never done. You know, he was always behind LeBron, and when he was by himself in Cleveland, they weren't very good. So I think that was kind of hard on him. You know, it was hard for him to be selfless. Think about it, he said selfless. That's hard on him. You know, and now he's grown into this player now that he's in Dallas where he looks kind of selfless now, you know, playing alongside, you know, Luka Doncic. And so, yeah, it was a difficult period for him. You know, he just broken promises over there in Boston where he didn't get along, you know, with certain people in the organization, and he was kind of standoffish to some of his teammates from what I hear. And so we understand that he's grown out of that. But, yeah, Key, it's definitely in his head. You know, because we're in the NBA Finals and we're still talking about his days in Boston. Whereas if that's me at the podium, them days is over. You know, I'm focused on Game 5. I'm focused on, you know, all these other things. I'm not focused on the crowd. I'm not focused on and off the court and all this stuff. So it's clear. I was at the game. So I was at Game 2. It was clearly in his head. Fans weren't loud enough after Game 1. Oh, I really didn't. Then you go into Game 2, you have interactions with the fans. You're gesturing at certain people, and this is what I'm seeing. And then now going into Game 5, we're still talking about these sort of things. So I don't expect him to play as poorly as he did the first 2 games. No. I mean, his back is against the wall. He'll play better. I don't think he'll be efficient. He'll definitely take 20-plus shots. Season's on the line, Skip. But I just don't think it'll be enough for them to get the win.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm obviously rooting for the Mavericks, and I say to Kyrie, enough of this introspection, this public soul-searching. I've heard enough because you're trying to talk your way out of it in front of the media and in front of the world. And the Celtics are hearing it, and the Celtic fans are hearing it, and you're admitting they got you. They got to you. And they're chanting Kyrie sucks, and they got me. Okay.
Every stadium chants that. That's nothing new.
Just stop it.
This ain't every stadium, though, Keith.
No, but every stadium is going to be negative toward the opponent.
All right. So I did love what Jason Kidd said yesterday, and I'm going to read it because I think both of you can really relate to it. He said, I'm not speaking for Kyrie, but just from experience, just as an athlete. You want to get another opportunity, and he has that opportunity here.
Yes.
He makes some adjustments, look back at game 1 and 2, see what they're doing to you defensively, and hopefully take advantage in game 5.
Yes.
Okay, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
If Kyrie had opted out of doing his media availability yesterday, I know they love for everybody to talk, and I'm good with that, but if he just ducked and dodged it, said, I just don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to talk about game 5.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Exactly.
I'd be 100% okay with that.
But I love what Jason Kidd said because, look, Kyrie has played in 17 NBA Finals games. You don't have anybody who's played more than 10 because everybody's played just about 10, including Drew Holiday, because of his 6-game NBA Finals. Yeah. So all your guys have played 10. He's played 17. This will be his 18th Finals game. And it's time to play because what have we said from the start? They kind of go as far as he goes. You know, like they go, he's the leader, he's the igniter. They have to see that he's come to the party tonight. And if he shows you in the first quarter he's come to the party, I give him a good shot to win. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't, if he keeps going 0 for 8 or has another 0 for whatever, 0 for 5 from 3, in the end, it's a 3-point shooting contest, and he has to make 3 or 4 just to show he's setting the tone. Like,
yeah, usually when he sets the tone, they win.
That is correct.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Okay, so do I expect Luka to have a big game tonight? I do, but as you said, okay, give him his 40 or 45. If he scores 45, I think you're going to lose.
No.
Maybe he scores 35, you got a shot.
No.
Okay?
Hey, listen, there's other players in this party, Skip.
Okay.
Come on now.
All right.
You can't just be the only one in the party on the dance floor.
But check this out. When I look at who scored total points through the first 4 games, I'm looking at Kyrie. He scored 84 total points. Mm-hmm. Jaylen Brown is 83. Jason Tatum's 80. So Kyrie has actually scored 1 more point than your 2 best players.
I mean, take away the last game.
All right, well, I'm just saying, you got to... Okay.
But how about this stat? The Dallas Mavericks, I told you earlier, are outscoring the Celtics in total points in the series by 6 points.
Okay, I got it.
And they're down 3-1.
Okay.
So that don't really mean nothing right there. That last game, you could just, that's a blip in the matrix. Like, come on.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying, he is the key tonight. And I don't love the way he's approaching it because it still sounds like he's trying to talk the demons out of his psyche.
I was about to ask you that, Paul. Yeah. Why is it that he's still talking about Boston? Does he want to be back in Boston? Is he looking over there and saying to himself, I wish I was still with these dudes?
Let me tell you, the media is tough out there. They'll bait you into questions and they'll get a subject or something in particular you don't want to talk about. And you got to understand, you as a player, you control the media.
Oh, I ain't never had a problem.
I ain't never had a problem. If it's something I wasn't the one to talk about, if it's something I didn't want to talk about,
I burn Skip up, man.
Then I'm not going to talk about it. But apparently he still wants to address these things about his time in Boston to try to clear some things up. It looks like he's trying to make peace. And that's never going to happen.
Never going to happen.
That's never going to happen.
Why would I try to make peace?
It just sounds like it. It just sounds like he wants to make peace. Like he doesn't want them yelling his name. He doesn't want them saying Kyrie sucks every time he touches the ball.
But if I don't want you saying Kyrie sucks, I wouldn't sit up there and say your fan base is not loud. Well, I wouldn't call you a cult.
I think
called him a cult.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
That caught my ear. I was like,
yeah, I wouldn't do that sort of stuff.
Listen.
But you can't say cult is actually a compliment. You know, like
yeah, but not in the context in which he used it.
I understand. Yeah.
Right? I mean,
it's not.
That's all I'm saying.
It's like you ask for it and then you want to take it back and then you kind of like, it's like, no, these things have been said. Like, if you're going to go all in with it, go all in then. Like, y'all not loud. You know what? They still not loud. You know what? Yeah. I'd have been around. I'm a dive into it.
Yeah.
You know, that's all it is. But don't come back like kind of apologetic to me. It seemed like you tippy-toeing and then you explaining what your time was here, and it just seems like you're being apologetic about it. No, you don't have to be apologetic. Just dive on into what the situation was here and embrace it. Just embrace it because no matter what, you're the villain in Boston right now, currently.
Yeah,
and that's never going to change.
No,
the rest of your career, when you come into this building, it's going to be the same exact thing. But the simple fact that you stomped on Lucky, you said to some of the things.
Nobody care about no damn Lucky. That ain't even real.
They do care about that. They do care about that. For the simple fact you promised to re-sign with Boston, then you reneged on that.
Yep.
That's okay. I changed my mind.
That's fine. That's fine, though.
I changed my mind. I didn't want to. I thought me and my family wanted to be here.
He has to just continue to own that, because that's who he is.
If I had a chance to sit down with Kyrie before this game, you know what I tell him? One of the things I would tell him, you're not going to win regardless. Because if you beat him and you go on to win this thing, guess what's going to happen? They're going to hate you then. And if you lose to them, they're going to use that against you.
Okay, so
go out there and just play basketball. Don't worry about that. You're not going to win regardless.
Don't have to address it.
Don't even, just leave it alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
What have I learned the most, these many years I've been doing this, about pregame wars of words? It's the old thing about sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Once the game starts, as you know, if Kyrie goes out there and makes 4 3-point shots in the first quarter, it's all gone. It's all forgotten. It's up to you. Control your fate with the basketball in your hands, right? In the end. So I thought Kyrie, the most telling quote from him came after game 2 when he'd stunk it up again. And he said, being back in Boston, there's such a level of desire that I have inside me to play well. Well, he does. The translation is, I want to beat all you. I want to shut all you. You know what's up, right? Okay, all of you.
Yeah, and that's the only way you can shut them up.
You got to play a little mad, like good mad. You know, like okay, watch this. He is highly capable of doing watch this.
Yeah.
I've seen him when he just decides, like, okay, watch this. Well, I'm not hearing watch this. I'm hearing, I don't know, man. I don't know.
We're going to watch tonight.
Yes, we are.
Kai, next post game, he should just come out and say, hated by some, loved by many, respected by all. And keep it moving.
Yeah.
Simple.
Is that from you? Is that original?
That came from my dude, Derek Brooks, that came from, I believe, Prime when they was at Florida State.
Was it?
Yeah, and I use it from time to time.
Okay, love it. It all goes back to Coach Prime, right?
Everything.
Yeah.
With next Dallas Cowboy coach, but that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.